fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here today to share with you the finish of my Literate Dragon kit. I finally finished it. Didn't get a whole lot else done in January, but that's okay. I still have 11 more months to figure out what I'm going to do. Okay, so first things first, I didn't run out of any colors, although it was close with some of them. I think I told you guys in the last whip-in chat that this one, that's all the black that was left. The black was super trashy, as were some of the dark browns that I was using. The kit came with 3 ABs, but I added in a whole bunch more. I had a whole bunch picked out. These I didn't end up using. The 814 is actually like a deep dark red, which was the color of the chair he was sitting in. This fairy dust looks more purple than anything else, so I ended up not using it. The 498 pixie dust, this 498 also was like a highlight color in the chair that he was sitting in, and using the pixie dust just made it seem more pink than red. It's supposed to look more like a leather brown. Didn't work, so I ended up not using that. I pulled out my 310. I didn't really use any of the 310 ABs just because, again, black is supposed to fade into the background, and I couldn't really find any places where I thought this was going to be good to use it. So those 3 didn't get used. I used up 5 of my spare ABs. So 3 of these were fairy dust drills left over from various other Diamond Art Club kits, so those all got used. These 2 were browns. This was like a bluish color, so those got used up, and then I used up these 2 ABs. One was a red and one was a pink. So 5 different ABs spares that I used up. And then I have all of these. So this particular one, 954, was a fairy dust, and I thought I would run out, so I pulled this one, which can also be 954. They're not exactly the same, so I didn't really use much of that one, but I did use this one. I used a lot of this 906, which is in his dragon scales, is pretty much where it got used. This blue AB got used in a couple of places. Of course, I used some of these. This is actually a color that was in the chair. I didn't really use it in the chair. I think I used it one place and then decided I didn't like it. So I just used it on the various baubles. Like there's some little pieces on the lamps, so it got used there. I did use this pixie dust, but I think it was just in one place. That color didn't get used very often. Neither did this purple AB. And then the 820 AB, I did put a few in when I very first started down at the bottom where the books were, and then I just decided again, like the black, it doesn't fade into the background like I wanted it to, so I didn't use this one a ton, but I did use it a little bit. So that is how many 7 additional ABs or fairy dust that got added in to the original 3, plus the 5 that I used up. So yeah, lots of extra ABs that I ended up using. So I've got my logbook here. This kit took me 46 hours and 44 minutes. And then I always save the big sticker from Diamond Art Club, and I put it just across here on the back so that I have a bigger picture to look at than just the small one that I've put on here. So, but you can use the small one and put it on there as well. So then this will go in my logbook. And you can see here, again, I did get down to pretty close on some of these colors with not a ton left, but I didn't run out of anything, so that's good. I will not, however, be saving these drills simply because they're older ones. Some of them are pretty trashy, like the black. Some of them, like this particular one, they're the resin drills, so they're all clumped together, and I did not keep my drill grinder, so I don't have a really easy way to separate them. And just because they're older drills, they're trashier, they don't fit together as well, they're a bit gappier, and just not the experience that I want. I still enjoyed doing the kit, but new drills are better. I won't be keeping any of these. And let me show you what I mean by trashy drills. This was a 70 by 70 kit, and this is all of my trash. And as you can see, most of it is the darker colors. And there are some weird things in there, like there's a round drill, there's another round drill. So those sorts of things I understand, little pieces of plastic that get stuck in there. But so many of these had holes. There you can see, I hope you can see, that one has a tab on it. That one has tabs on both sides. And so just a lot of those. There's two that were stuck together, those blue ones right there. There's two ABs that were stuck together. There's three ABs that are stuck together. So just a variety of different reasons that they were trashy, but yeah, this is all the trash for that one kit. And while I understand that all the drills can't be perfect, there's always going to be some trash. You can see that white one there is concave on the back. It just takes away from the diamond painting experience because you have to spend so much time sorting through everything before you can start placing drills. It just makes it not as much fun. So we've talked about the drills, the trash, the stuff I added in, how long it took me. Let's look at the canvas. Okay, so here's the canvas. Like I said, it's 70 by 70, so I can't get the whole thing on screen, but I will take some B-roll so that you guys can see it up close. From a distance, as always, it looks really good. I love the little kind of like nod to Van Gogh back here with the sort of starry night almost painting behind his head. We've got a big reading lamp here and then another reading lamp on the desk. He's got like a little goblet. He's smoking a pipe. There's a little cat looking over his shoulder as he reads this. This is one of the things I wasn't super happy with. In the actual image, this says the complete works of William Shakespeare. Do I get why you can't fit that all on there? Yeah, I do, but still a little disappointing. I love his little like smoking jacket that he's wearing. You can see here, or at least I hope you can, where I added in the ABs to just the dragon. Those green ABs got added for him. And you can see here the little baubles on the lamp posts are the lamp stands, the lamp, whatever you want to call them, are the fairy dust drills. And I added ABs on this lamp over here, as well as adding ABs to the chalice. You've got the smoke coming up from his pipe and the little horns on his head, the globe, all of that stuff. It was actually a lot more confetti than I thought it was going to be. It looks like when you look at it, it would be fairly multi-placing heavy because of all the books and everything, but there's just, because every book is only 2 or 3 drills wide, it ends up being a lot of multi-placing because you have to change colors so often. I did actually end up using a lot less ABs than I thought I would originally, simply because when I started adding them into books, in some places I thought, well, that's gonna look weird, so I ended up not doing it. There are a few places where I kept it, but not everywhere. So I ended up using a lot less than I had thought, but that's okay. It is, if you get in fairly close, you can see it's just a lot gappier than I would like. When I was running my light underneath it to check for any missing drills, I could really tell where some of the gaps were. And some of it has to do with the way that I section, because if I section right to the end of a row of drills, then of course there's going to be a gap right there because just the way that I work. And again, if you step away from it, it's not too noticeable, but just standing here looking at it, I can see gaps in the chair here that I'm not super happy with. When it's gappy like that, it also just leads to kind of more wavy lines. You can't keep everything as straight as you want to. I think it turned out okay and I'm happy with it. It's just not as good of an experience as it could have been. But that's to be expected. This kit I bought back in 2021, back when I was just buying anything and everything. And I do love it. I love the motif or the theme of the image, him sitting in his smoking jacket. My Complete Works of William Shakespeare is one of the books that I actually chose to make the trip, even though we got rid of 95% of our books. Him reading that was something I was like, oh. And then of course down at the bottom, you've got all of these old Dragon's Life magazines spread around. You can't really read the titles like you can in the original image, but close enough. And just the, like I said, the motif of him in the smoking jacket with his little glasses on his face, reading, smoking, his little pipe, sitting in this big library surrounded by all of these books. I don't know if I'll go back to having as many books as in here, but I'm definitely looking forward to moving into the new house and having at least a bookcase where I can put out the few physical books that I did bring with me. I think I have 4 or 5 boxes of like fiction and nonfiction books, and then I have another couple of boxes full of my nerd books, my gaming books, my D&D books, that sort of thing. So super happy with how it turned out. Really happy with all the extra ABs and fairy dust drills and things that I was able to sprinkle in and get those used up, because I sort of have changed the way that I approach my spare drill storage. Like, it used to be kind of a game and fun to organize everything, but now that I've had them organized for so long, it's kind of become, well, how much do I keep adding to it? How big do I let it get before I finally start using things out of it? So that is something I'm going to be trying to do this year. But yeah, using up those 5 spare drills actually made me really happy. So it was a fun kit for that reason. Curious to know if any of you have done this particular kit and what were your thoughts. Did you have the same experience with a bunch of trashy drills? Have you done any other Spanglers? If you've done other Spanglers, was there one that was your favorite? I've done, I think this is my 4th Spangler now. Let's see, I did Firefly, Firelight, or something like that. It was a really long, skinny one. I did that one a couple years ago. And then last year I did Sunday Delight. Last year I also did Universe in a Jar and Bubble Fairy. So that's 4. So I guess this will be my 5th one. And then I have 3 left to go because I had 4 in my stash. So this one was the one I was trying to finish for Q1. That's done. I can check that off. And then I will decide of the 3 that are left which one I want to do for Q2 of the year. That's it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end of the video. Before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.